necessarily represent those of Revive FM or its management.
And welcome to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. Um, Happy to have you with us today. Um, we have two guests today, um, and one is Mr. Abbas Ali Zada, who is, in fact, in Afghanistan at the moment. As we're all aware, very dramatic events have happened in the last few days, namely a very devastating bomb that went off at Kabul airport, killing many people, um, including 13 US Marines and more than 60 Afghan civilians. And the problem is that since the Taliban took over, there has been widespread chaos and thousands and thousands of people wanting to, in fact, escape the country, wanting to not come under the rule of the Taliban, and basically very fearful for their lives. There have been reports of people frantically trying to get out by uh, uh, grasping parts of an airplane, and some have actually died trying to do that. It's a very sad situation all round. And with us today, we have uh, Abbas. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Abbas? Hello, Abbas. Uh, uh,
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you now. Yes. I'll just let you put your wiring on there. And how about Rio? Rio, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks,
Oh,
Martin.
that's good. Reliable as ever is our Rio. Well, never let you down. Uh, how are you today, Rio? Are you feeling okay?
Stressed.
Mhm.
It's so stressful dealing with this. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yes, yeah. It's absolutely terrible what's going on there. And I believe you've been, given the task of trying to get out. Is it over 60 boxes? No,
At the moment, I think we're close to 100.
right.
Um,
Oh, it's including families, probably, is it?
yeah, it's the families, but it's 22 male boxers and 10 female boxers and their
Right.
families.
I see. And families, right. And I know things have been quite very hard in the last few days. Things have really got to a desperate situation, and now apparently UK flights will in fact be terminated. Is that correct?
Yes, tonight, the last flights will be tonight.
Mm,
Yeah, it's a shame that because
mm,
the more it, it affects us particularly badly because we've applied for asylum status
yeah,
for everybody. You know, we've had them individually. I've sent them where to go, and they've all done it. And I've got all the applications, but we haven't got the asylum status through for anyone yet.
right.
I thought I was gonna be able to get some people on an American flight today. They had 12 spaces available, but when I went back to them, we haven't got the asylum status yet, so I haven't got that paperwork, so we couldn't do anything about it.
Right. Mm.
So,
Okay. So the situation now is that whereas before, um, you know, all these people were hopeful that perhaps they'd be able to fly out. Now the aeroplane route is unfortunately at an end. What other possibilities are there for people to get out?
Well, funnily enough, the flights out isn't going to be at an end. I was been contacting Dean Stott, and he's just informed me that there will still be evacuation flights after the 31st. I'm not sure where these will be from, and that also commercial flights will resume shortly after the 31st. But I don't know how that's going to affect people applying for asylum status. Will the Taliban allow those onto commercial flights? I don't know. Evacuation flights should be okay, but I don't think they're going to allow them onto commercial flights.
Right. And now, of course, you've also got this added aspect of the ISIS new group of ISIS that wants to, in fact, create havoc even more.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know where you're going to get hit from, it seems, over there. I mean, as you're aware, we've had letters dropped off to the boxers, especially the female boxers, quite threatening letters. And we've had 2 of the female fighters, actually, boxers attacked. So that violence is going to continue. But now you've got the added thing of you don't know if you're going to be in an area where ISIS is going to blow up. So it's advisable for people not to be in any kind of crowd. But if you're queuing up to get into the airport, what else can you do?
That's right. I mean, the UK government has sort of bandied about this figure of 20,000. I believe that there may already have been 17,000 already come over, I believe.
Well, that could be possible. I was actually told today that there was still over 10,000 applications being made. Sorry, close to 10,000 applications.
Right.
Because I was obviously trying to get the application, some information on the applications that's been made. I've just been sent an update by UK Immigration, and I've now got a phone number, so I'm going to be calling that later and giving them all the details. And I assume that so that they can check if they are the applications. It doesn't actually say on it. It just gives me a phone number to call. So I'm hoping that's what it is.
Right. Okay. And of course, you know, as asylum applications go, I mean, you know, we've had or we've seen a lot of the asylum seekers, refugees camping in Calais some time ago, and for them it was just a question of managing to get over, and hopefully, you know, getting their applications in. Of course, in this scenario, we've got people sort of on the other side of the world, stuck in, you know, in a place where they can't get out of, in a very much sort of dire sort of situation. But I think one thing that seems to be obvious is that people are convinced that they are genuine asylum seekers. I think that seems to be the difference in that the people that actually gathered in Calais, a lot of people were expressing doubts as to whether they were actually genuine asylum seekers. Whereas in this case, everyone can clearly see that they are in sort of desperate situation.
Very much so. As I say, it's not just the female boxers that's received the threatening letters, but also everybody all the male boxers, obviously, as well, but also all the officials from the different commissions, whether it's the amateur or the professional. They've all had similar sort of threats. So, I mean, in the people that we're bringing over, we know that every single one of them is in serious danger. We also know the majority of them have, well, they're model. Can't think. Sorry, I've lost the word in my head. Then, but they're citizens. Many of them have worked for the NGO companies. Others have done things such as like people like Zemarai, who set up Afghan Boxing Champions. Which is a promotions company. He's licensed by us, and he operates that, and he's been helping the fighters. You know, these are good people. These are people that are going to contribute, but these aren't people that are going to suck on the system. And what's more is with arranging the accommodation for them, they're not going to get thrown into you know, the taxpayers have got to fork out for them because, you know, we've got them accommodation. We will be doing events to raise the money to keep them. And so it's not, they're not going to be a drain on us. They're just going to be contributing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in terms of the logistics of trying to get someone out, I mean, it must be a complicated affair, I'm sure. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, there's so many factors, so many people have to play a part, and you know, it's not easy at all.
Sorry, let me turn that off. Okay, so someone's got it.
Yeah.
Let me just turn it off on that. Sorry, I do apologise.
Sure.
Yeah, it is quite complicated. I mean, when you come in there, one of the big problems that we've got is that most of the people that we're applying for the asylum status for don't have passports.
Yeah.
I mean, the boxers do, because obviously they've been abroad fighting. I mean, one was fighting in Dubai just back in March. We've had the box over in India and Kazakhstan and all of that. But most of their family don't. So there's no chance we can get them out until we got them the asylum status paperwork, because no one's going to let them through because they don't have passports even.
Sure, yes. That is a big issue, I would imagine, definitely. I mean, your organisation, I mean, you'd had dealings with quite a few of these boxers prior to...
Oh, yeah. Well, we joined up with one of the martial arts organisations over there to create the Professional Boxing Commission, Afghanistan Professional Boxing Commission. So we've had dealings with them from day one, and I will stress here that most of the boxers that we're bringing over, except for the ones that are in the Olympic amateur section, they're actually have British licenses. They are licensed by the British and Irish Boxing Authority.
Right. And have you been there yourself at any point?
I was due to go over. Well, this COVID thing's gone on to caused havoc. I mean, there's a lot of places I was supposed to have been in the last 18 months, and
yes, because you have been to Pakistan, I believe.
Yeah, well, we did the first professional boxing event over there for Amir Khan.
Right.
And I will stress here that the Pakistan people like Arson and the Captain Abbas and people like that I met when I went over there for that back in 2016, they've been fantastic help on this. They really have given us so much assistance.
Sure, that's good to know. Good to know. So what's next then, Area? I mean, what is there that they can do possibly, or how can the world community help? What way can they help?
Well, I really don't know. I mean, in our case, it's just us getting the paperwork and hoping to get a flight. As you're aware, because obviously you've been involved in this, we had chartered a plane at the weekend, and on Monday, and unfortunately we couldn't get clearance for it to get into Afghan airspace, I'm assuming. Up till yesterday, I think Wednesday was the last day we tried, because we heard that they weren't going to allow charter planes in anyway. It was only going to be military, if I remember rightly. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. It's all one day to me at the moment, Mahtab.
Yeah, I can imagine. So much on your plate, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what way do you think this is headed? Because you've got a whole bunch of worried and
excruciatingly worried, and rightly so. And their lives are at risk. This is not words. This is genuine. If we don't get certain people out, including Abbas, coincidentally, if we do not get them out, they won't just be attacked by the Taliban. They will be executed. We need the international community to get behind us. We need help. I mean, I cannot believe well, I'm distraught over the fact there's been the coverage on the BBC of certain things and other news channels.
Yeah.
Yet here we are with people who are on a hit list. These are people that will be executed. Yet the British media has no interest whatsoever. I've sent them letters. I've sent them videos of the girls pleading.
Right.
I've sent them all the facts, and even offered everybody's phone numbers if they needed to interview them. But the British media were not interested.
Yes.
Because there was not a single British person that we've got over there. You know, it stuck. All they were interested was really on the British angle, which in some ways I understand.
Yeah.
But they put out on there about how women are in danger. And we've got 10 young women, excellent athletes, who cannot get any assistance whatsoever other than what we're giving them. This is so sad. It's heartbreaking, and I'm sorry, but I won't deny it. I burst into tears regularly when we're dealing with this, because I get the messages from them.
Yes.
It's hard not to
Yes.
do it. You know what I mean, mate?
Yes. No, I totally understand. It's like, you know, someone's drowning and you can't do anything to save them. It's just like that situation. You can't.
You know, you've been on the group where we've been dealing to get the charter flights, so you know the thing, and you know that I even turned around and was willing to take over ex soldiers to give us some kind of protection and go there ourselves to try to get them out. You know, that's how desperate I am to do it. I mean, I'm 66, Mahtab. I've had a good life. If something happened to me, getting them out, so it goes. I can't complain.
Right. Yeah.
But they're young. They've got their whole lives in front of them. But, you know, I really want to do something to get them out. Whatever I have to do, I will.
No, well, I really like to thank you for expressing those views, Ria, because they are genuine and sincere, and I just hope that the more people, try and get involved and help these very, very much distressed people. We'll just come up to our first break, so we'll have a break and hopefully we'll come back again. Ria, thank you. Stay with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 07944 56 5616. That's 07944 56 5616.
Turkish Kitchen, the best Turkish food you'll ever taste. We only use the highest quality meat. Along with our mixed grill platters, we serve cold mezes, hot mezes, lahmacun, and a wide selection of fish options. To order for delivery or collection, call us now on 0208 507 8822. That's 0208 507 8822. Or visit us at 41 Ripple Road, Barking, IG11 7NT. We can also take group bookings and take care of all your party needs. The Turkish Kitchen, Barking.
Looking to get your finances in order? MR Accountants has you covered. We provide a full range of accountancy and taxation services, including annual and management accounts, self-assessment tax returns, VAT, bookkeeping, and payroll services. We ensure you're kept up to date with the latest legislation, and our client-focused approach helps us plan your business finances from savings to investments. We are MR Accountants. Visit our website at mraccountants.com or call us on 0203 432 9138.
मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन में आपका अतिया जिंदगी की उम्मीद आपकी मदद से मुमकिन हुआ। दुनिया भर में 30 लाख से ज्यादा खवातीन, बुजुर्गों और बच्चों तक साफ पानी की कमी। मुतासरा इलाकों में हंगामी और बेसहारा बच्चों की दादरसी। इस साल हम ताउन से और आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात और खैरात के जरिए इन मंसूबों का हिस्सा बनिए। अभी कॉल कीजिए 0300 3030 या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. As well as teaching classical Islam, including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah, and Aqidah, we endeavor to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals, and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrollment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292-296 Romford Road, or email admin.edu_london@minhajuk.org.
Does your pizza excite you? The London Pizza Depot invites you on a journey with our worldwide inspired pizzas. To the smoke and jerk drums of Jamaica, to savor the Caribbean hot, to sunny California, to enjoy the greatest invention, the Cali cheeseburger. Transport yourself with every bite. Our authentically prepared hand-stretched dough, freshly diced veg, finest cuts of halal meat, and our 100% mozzarella cheese ensures the delivery of a masterpiece every time. Visit www.londonpizzadepot.co.uk or our branches in Ilford or Plaistow. Now you can enjoy buy one pizza, get one free every Tuesday. T's and C's apply.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jyoti Sood. Let's face it, lockdown has left many of us carrying some extra weight. But extra weight can put pressure on our bodies, making it harder to fight diseases like cancer, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. So now is a great time for us to get our weight on track. The Better Health website has lots of free tools and tips to get you started. So for help and support to lose weight, search Better Health. Let's do this.
Revive FM
94.0 on the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
Welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. Thank you for that very insightful information, Rio. I believe we do have Abbas on the line now. We've had technical difficulties before. Let me just see if we can. I think there's a problem with. We seem to have an engaged tone. Just 1 second. Hello, sorry. No, Abbas can't. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're having some technical problem. He was on the line a short while ago. He's gone off again. Let me see if I can try and get him back again. I'll try and get him back again. There's some technical problem. Can you try and get him back again, Abbas, and we'll. If you can just redial that same number, it should be on there. You can try and get him back. I don't know, but the Wi-Fi connection was a big problem earlier on. I was trying to get him on the line. It's not going through. Oh, okay. Well, we might try him towards the end of the program. We'll try him again after the next break. Yeah. So we couldn't get through to him just now. He did appear initially on the video stream, but that cut out, unfortunately. So we were discussing how obviously it's affected all of us. The fact that we're just frustrated that we want to bring them over, and because of the circumstances is just proving so difficult. So now I believe you have approached the Home Office, and what sort of feedback have you got yourself?
Sorry, the first week, literally from Monday, I was trying to get through, and it was really hard. The phone was permanently engaged. When I did finally get through, you go through to a department, and they say it's not them that deal with it, and then you get sent somewhere else, and you get through to them eventually, and again, so on, and we end up going around in circles. So I emailed the people that I deal with at the Home Office every week. You know, we bring boxes in from around the world for shows, so we're often dealing with the Home Office. So I wrote to that department, and they must have had difficulty trying to get it because I didn't get a reply. This week, well, actually today, more than this week, today I've actually had an element of success. As I say, they've actually sent me stuff now so that I can actually progress this further. But it's, you know, I understand it. They've had over 20,000 applications. We're talking just a percentage. So I understand the problems.
Yes, sure. I do believe we have Abbas has joined us now. Hello, Abbas. Can you hear us? I can see him, but God doesn't seem to hear us. Hello, Abbas. For some reason, there's still some technical problem. I'll wave it to. Sorry. Hello, Abbas.
Is his thing muted at your end, or is it muted his?
I think we're okay at our end. I can see the microphone.
It looks like a bad connection.
Yeah. Yeah, he did tell me actually that because, as you know, he's been moving accommodation a few times.
Well, he's had to move. I mean, he sent me some videos the other day of the Taliban gathering outside where he was.
Yes.
He's a savvy character, and he got his family out and he got them to another safe location. But how many times can they keep moving when the Taliban find out where you are? Then you get a lot of them turn up. The girl that was attacked on Wednesday, the Taliban turned up at her house yesterday. She wasn't there because we have her somewhere else. They attacked her father. They smashed up the house and then left the letter with the threat on her.
Right.
Yes, that's the way they are. One of the things that also to bear in mind with Abbas, I mean, his youngest was born this year. It must be absolutely horrifying for him and his wife.
Yes. Or a young family. That's right. It's really hard to.
Communication over there isn't the best. I mean, I found that most calls we make, even on WhatsApp, don't necessarily connect. It's okay writing on Messenger, sorry, on WhatsApp, writing a message, but actually calls and things like that, very few of them are stable enough to continue.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so I mean, ultimately, is there a way that, say, if they were to be able to get to Pakistan, what would the
Well, the situation is, and Dean Stott, who is talking with today, he's actually advised against going to the borders at the moment. And it actually corresponds with information that I got from someone from the Pakistan intelligence organization. There's so many people at the border that they're basically it's turning into a camp. And they have credible information that the camps are going to get attacked. And so we've actually been advised not to move them by ground, as we were planning on doing. We were going to move them to the border before the 31st.
Yeah.
That was the aim, but we've actually had to abandon that.
I see. So unfortunately, the doors seem to be closing
Temporarily, because again, Dean also gave me the great news that there will still be evacuation flights after the 31st. Maybe, just maybe, we can get clearance for the charter plane that we had, because this is actually something that's annoyed me. I've been reliably informed that the reason we didn't get our clearance is because the Americans made it a no-fly zone, not the Taliban like we thought. It was the Americans that stopped charter planes like ours coming in. I'm assuming, probably for very good reason, because they were bringing in a lot of military planes. I accept that, but it's very frustrating when you're trying to get people in so much danger out. I know they are, but they, they can't stop other people doing it while they're doing just their people. You've got to give it fair,
Yes, of course. And now, of course, now that 13 Marines have died, there's probably going to be consequences for Joe Biden's government. I mean, no country, no country welcomes the idea of their brave young men coming back in coffins, and this is going to be perhaps something that Joe Biden will have to seriously deal with, because it was his decision that led to this chaos.
And it was his decision based on the fact that they didn't want to lose any more American lives.
Yes.
So if he'd had have stuck with the 3 months that had been originally agreed, they probably wouldn't be this.
Yes.
But then again, in 2 months' time, when he did get to that, probably we would have had the ISIS then start up. So it's hard to say. I mean, it really is. It's so sad. 90 people lost their lives. 90. American lives aren't worth more than Afghan lives.
Yes.
British lives aren't worth more than Afghan lives. So it's sad that there's been 90 people lost their lives due to that bomb. And how many more? Because some of the injuries are extreme.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. Now there's obviously I think previously there were a whole load of people on the outskirts of the airport, and now I believe they've all sort of moved on from there, so at least they're less danger of
Well, that's good to hear, because this morning they hadn't. There was still a huge amount out there. We get a lot of intel. We've got a lot of connections, and we get updates regularly. I mean, we've got a lot of ex-military that are working on the CP side over there. So we get a lot of information. And we were shocked to hear how many people were still turning up at the gates.
Yes. It's just an indication of how desperate the situation is. I mean,
it's understandable. It's extremely, I mean, I can't say. I mean, let's go back to the first day when those people were trying to get on the plane, and they're hanging onto the plane as it takes off. Yeah. How desperate you have to be to do that. They know they're not going to survive when they've done that, I'm sure. Yeah. They cannot possibly think that they're going to get able to get into the plane. Yeah. It's panic, just pure panic. It's extremely sad.
Yeah.
Very
sad indeed. I mean, as you know, the president sort of ran away to Qatar, I believe, and in that scenario, you got like a headless chicken, and panic situation always follows.
Yeah, but if he hadn't have left the country, he would have been executed. He really didn't have any choice, I don't believe.
Yes, he would have been executed, and I think probably, as you know, I mean, the Afghan government forces, in fact, outnumber the Taliban by quite a large factor, but that still didn't seem to deter the Taliban from their confident takeover.
Well, I think it's because it all happens so quick. I mean, I've been talking to people who've done the training of some of the Afghan soldiers and everything else, and it was only fairly basic. In most cases, it's and of course when you have the Americans remove the air support, what are they going to do? They had literally had no support, so they didn't have the air intel. So if they've taken away the air support, they've taken away the drones. I assume that was providing them with intel of where the Taliban were. Yeah. And you know that country is bandit country at the best of times. Yeah. You know, it's that kind of situation. I mean, I've got to be honest. I think the Americans have handled this whole thing wrong, and I actually feel this whole debacle of the evacuation lies firmly in the hands of the Americans, because why didn't they keep the bases? They knew this was coming one day. Why didn't they keep the bases? You could have landed the military planes there, got the people to the bases. Instead, they're in the middle of a city. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, the whole planning on this is crazy, but I understand why, because it all happened so quickly. But it all happened so quickly because they hadn't done a proper strategy prior to doing it. I honestly believe that this was, so the whole thing was led by the British, there would have been a totally different situation. If we'd been leading it, everything would have been in place. Well, we're only second in line to the Americans, and I've got to be honest, I don't feel the Americans had the same kind of foresight as the British do.
That's right. Yeah,
on the whole, I've got to say on the whole, because
yeah,
no, there's some idiots here as well.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly smacks of a very sort of severe lack of forward planning, and if background airbase had been kept open, perhaps a lot of this.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's crazy, you know, to do it out of Kabul airport, right in the centre of the city. Really, you know, I mean, right on the edge of the city there. I mean, it's silly. It's you're going to be a target there. I would have thought that would have been an obvious situation.
But I mean, it beggars the question that you know, you all know how advanced America is in its intelligence, and
sorry,
surely this would have been a glaring issue that you know, would have been picked up time and again. This is the fallout. This is going to be the fallout of such a rapid you know, withdrawal.
Well, this is right. If they'd done it how they said they were going to do it, probably those 90 people. Well, those 90 people would still be alive, probably. Although, who's to say that they wouldn't have done the bombings at a later date? But, so it really is a hard thing to call. But it just smacks of a little bit of lack of forethought.
Yeah.
I mean, we plan boxing events better.
Oh yeah. Okay. And obviously, you're in regular contact with that group, and I can see that you know, obviously there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear there, but they're still holding on. They're still hopeful. They're still hopeful that a solution will be found.
Yeah. Well, I appear to be the only hope they have. I wrote to the BBC, to a journalist I've been talking to at the BBC, begging for help, some exposure so we can get the news out for them. And they really don't care unless it affects Britain directly, if you know what I mean. we need more people like you to get the message out that these people are in serious danger.
Very much so, and they've all got very young children, young babies there, and
everything from babies, right up.
And in fact, I was listening to the radio recently, and there was a 2-year-old, child was trampled as they were all trying to scramble away after that bombing.
Well, in the bombing, there was children killed, wasn't there? I don't know ages, but I understand there was a number of children killed in that.
Yes, very upsetting, very upsetting. So we're coming up to our next and last break here, so do stay with us.
I will do.
We'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Okay.
This is Aisha. Her father died in an accident at a very young age. She lives with her mother and siblings. There are millions like Aisha who do not have access to the very basics of life, resulting in her and many others not being able to attend school. Through Minhaj Welfare Foundation, your charity is dedicated towards supporting the full needs of orphans and needy children around the world. Donate today. Call us now, 0300 30 30 777, or visit us on minhajwelfare.org.
Ahoy there, matey. So you want to be a pirate, do you? Well, guess what? You now can at Fairlock Country Park. Come and hire one of our fantastic new boats at the lake. Find us on the tube on the Central Line or drive down from East London. Fun for the whole family, har! You can row, pedal, or even try kayaking. We're open on weekends, all school holidays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come on down and set sail at Fairlock Country Park.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around Northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 079 44 56 5616. That's 079 44 56 5616.
Waris Food Store, the place to go for all your meat and groceries. We stock thousands of items from fresh fruit and veg to all your favourite Ramadan food products. Based at 420 Hoe Street in Walthamstow, we can deliver anything you need right to your doorstep. Just give us a call on 0208 521 0000. Waris Food Stores is now also available on Uber Eats.
Taj Grill invites you to the world of Pakistani cuisine. With every dish prepared to perfection, why not try our sizzling mixed grill, our famous masala fish, or choose from our selection of freshly made curries and allow the Taj Grill experience to speak for itself. Visit us at 72 Ilford Lane or 508 Ilford High Road, or call 0208 262 6476. We also offer catering for all your events. Call us for more information.
With over 40 years' experience in the industry, Plachette Carpets is the place to go for all your carpets, laminates, linos, and wood flooring. We have an established network of suppliers, which means we can offer some of the best prices in town. We offer free estimates, free measurements, and now even free fitting. Call us now on 0208 472 8568 or visit us at 157 Plachette Road, Upton Park, London, E13 0QZ.
Revive FM.
94.0. On the radio.
On your mobile.
And online.
And welcome back to the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show. And we're just going through some of the harrowing details of what's happening in Afghanistan at the moment. And we have with us, of course, Rio, who is the vice president of the British and Irish Boxing Authority, and you have had tried to you've tried to bring well, you had in fact licensed boxers stuck in Afghanistan, and it's really been very uh, excruciating to see how much pain and sadness that all these people are going through at the moment. Definitely in fear of their lives. Um, so, Rio, if for instance, what about the other way? What about Iran? Has there been any positive?
I'm going to be absolutely honest. I haven't explored that route. I've got people in Pakistan. We've got people on the ground to help us. I've got the Captain Abbas and the Rangers over there will give us assistance as well. In India, we've got people over there as well that we work with. Kazakhstan, places like that. Whilst I do work with the Iran Professional Boxing Commission, I think that they struggle a lot over there. So I hadn't tried to actually think about going that route. Plus the fact I think going to Iran may cause us an issue. Obviously, when we're trying to move them on from there to the UK.
That's right. Yes. Yes, I can well imagine that. Well, at least you've shown good foresight there. I mean, it's just something
well,
that
hopefully, one of the angles that we did start exploring earlier in the week, because the Taliban had put out a statement saying that flights from Turkey would not be affected. Some arrangements have been done with Turkey. As you're aware, for the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, we assisted them on creating the boxing commission over there. And currently, so obviously that comes under Turkey. So I'm wondering if we might be able to do something through that. And I've got contacts in Turkey, so I may talk to them shortly as well.
Sure.
Because if that is the case and commercial flights start up after the 31st, maybe Turkey's an option for us, because obviously it's easier to get visas for these refugees from Turkey. Well, it'd be easier than trying to get it from Iran. For sure. I think we would struggle to get it from Iran.
Yes. Yes, I can imagine. Yes. But you mentioned Cyprus. I mean, Cyprus sometimes is they have a different sort of system and rules, and perhaps there might be.
Well, I as I say, I've been bearing in mind, was appointed by the North Cyprus government, and I do know the Foreign Secretary very well. So, this is an angle that we are going to start exploring once we know that the Turkey connection is up and running, or continuing to run. Because at the moment you can't get a commercial flight for love or money. I mean, Pete, one of our guys, tried to get a ticket because there are some commercial flights, and he would have actually been arriving in Kabul today if the plane was going to be going. He'd actually found a flight that we could have possibly got it into.
Right. Okay. I mean, this whole thing about charter planes. I mean, it appears to me that charter planes tend to get pushed down the list. I mean, obviously these airports, they have some sort of priority ranking, shall you say, and they seem to be.
There was actually something in one of the papers or one of the news. Actually, it's probably because I don't looked at papers or the news. It's probably on my Yahoo when I've gone on there, and it actually said that charter, they were saying don't take charter planes in. I think that was on Wednesday, but we'd already more or less realised that we weren't going to get in before the sort of deadline. whilst everybody's been thinking it was 31st, we already knew, we'd already been told that probably Wednesday would be the last night we'd be able to get in. So the fact it ended up being Thursday night, today being the last day, was shows that the intel was pretty good.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, now obviously we're at the end of August now, and we've got the winter coming up, and I mean, let's just hope that something can be done, very very soon. I mean, that bombing, of course, apparently responsibility was admitted by ISIS, this new group ISIS, and the Taliban are saying that they had nothing to do with it. But that means that there's more than one angle at which these people can suffer detriment or harm.
Can many people will not be aware of this, and I think it's quite a relevant fact on what happened yesterday. On the BBC, they were telling British passport holders not to go to the airport. Or British related things, not to go to the airport. 100% don't go. They've got credible intel that there was going to be a terrorist action. I was getting messages from everyone in Afghanistan saying, why aren't you taking us to the airport? Because on Afghan TV, they were saying, if you've got the clearances, go to the airport. I don't understand. How could the British media and the Afghan media, which would have had the same intel, I'm sure the British would have shared that with them. Well, I would hope they would have.
No, that's certainly something very, very puzzling, and
it's a very puzzling one.
What happened?
Yeah.
But so let me just check. Do we have? No, unfortunately, unfortunately, we couldn't get through to Abbas. I mean, he's I think his Wi-Fi connection where he is now, unfortunately, is not as good as what it was at his previous residence.
Would you be able to bring him on just on voice? Because I think his message is so important.
Yes, well, that's what we've been trying for the last 15, 20 minutes, not just for the audio, but even the audio is unfortunately not feasible. It's a shame. Perhaps we'll try. Next time, I think what we'll do is we'll arrange another program where we make sure where he is. There is definitely a strong link there. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Rio. We've actually run out of time now.
Thank you for inviting me on, Mahtab, and helping us get this message across on just how serious this situation is. Really appreciate it, mate.
Sure. I think you've done it very, very eloquently, and I really appreciate everything you're doing and everything you're going to do, Rio. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we will continue.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's it for today. Thank you, Rio. That's it for today for the Mahtab Aziz Celebrity Lawyer Show, and hopefully I'll be back with you next week. That's for today. Good evening for today on Revive FM 94.0.
Does your pizza